So Pete Buttigieg wants to tax people by the mile they drive to pay for the new infrastructure bill. All this is control. That's all it is. They want to control us. You know, who's it going to affect the most? Like, for me, it's going to affect me big time because I drive about 100 miles a day to work and back. So I'm going to have to, this depends on how much I get taxed. I'm going to have to quit my job and get a job closer. I don't like to commute anyway, but where I'm at, I can move up pretty good. That's why I'm doing this. You know, I have a good opportunity to move up, make more money. I work for a good company. That's why I make the commute. And that's why I work the dumb hours of a swing shift. But, you know, they want to control people driving, moving around. That's all it is control. You know, all the government does is ruin things. That's all they do. They take from us, and then they ruin things. They mismanage things. They want to try to be all... They push their own agenda. But, you know, they rely on people who are low information voters that don't follow anything. They just hear constant Trump's a Nazi or whatever, and the Republicans are garbage, which I don't like the Republicans, but because I think they're spineless and they're weak. This shows you with when they had 2016, they had everything, they didn't do nothing. Working with Trump, and they could have really hammered down on censorship with social media and all this, but they didn't. They don't. This is why I don't like I don't like either one. I only like a handful of politicians. That's it. But yeah, it's all about control, you know, and if you want to move around, you're gonna have to pay extra. That's all, you know. Oh, we're not, you know, they want to talk about, oh, we're gonna tax the rich. Well, no, you're taxing all of us in some type of way. And so, they're liars, man. They're liars. You're gonna feel it. You get inflation. You know, that's what always happens. I mean, I'm just wondering why. How much longer will the average person continue to get beat like a dead horse, right? How much longer are we gonna put up with it? It's always the little guy that gets destroyed. You know, look at small businesses. They got destroyed while the big corporations, they got to stay open. It's always the little guy that gets the short end of the stick. When are we going to wake up and stop taking this? You know, how much more are we going to give? We have to give up all of our rights, give up all of our freedoms, and to crony monopolistic corporations who don't give a damn about anybody. And obviously the government doesn't work for the people who's supposed to work for it. You know, where do they get their money? Well, obviously they print the money out and they put it out. They put that burden of debt onto the next generations. That's what they do. But they're supposed to get it from us, the taxpayer. They're supposed to be working for us. They're supposed to be doing things that better our lives and helping us out. But what do they really do? What do they really do? If you think that $1,400, like if you're happy with that $1,400, you think that it's a lot of money, you are crazy. You obviously haven't had a lot of money in your life, or see the trajectory of how things are going to happen. Yeah, that's a decent amount right now, and you're going to be free to buy things right now. Well, inflation is going to hit, and cost of goods are going to go up. And who's going to be affected first? It's the little guy. They'll feel the cost of goods going up first, because the people who have a bunch of money, who have a lot of resources, they ain't gonna feel it. They already have money. You know, they might see like their bank account dwindle or whatever, but the people who are barely getting by, going check to check, they are screwed. They are really screwed. They ain't gonna be able to afford nothing. Like, we're headed to Venezuela. You want to see where America is going? It's Venezuela, because of mismanagement or direct or purposely mismanagement of the government. If I was to go in there, I'd be cutting out all these programs, all these programs. I would make it so. I mean, there's nothing I could really do about it, because you know the president has so much power. But I would like to start a movement and getting people in there where you're not going to be on welfare your whole life. I mean, you can be on it for a little bit, but you're getting off of it. It's you've hit a bad spot. Well, okay, you need to pick yourself up and do something to help yourself out. You're not just going to keep it on. It needs to be more like unemployment, right? That's how it should be. A temporary band-aid to help you get along and move on in your life. If you don't use it correctly, you know, then you're out of luck, man. You're on the street. That's just how it goes. You know, we need to stop allowing these parasites to suck off of us, and that's what these politicians do. And why do they get paid so much? They shouldn't be getting paid hardly at all. They should get paid as much as me. I think I grossed like $47,000 last year. Yeah, that's how much they should get paid. Let's see, you know, and you want to talk about, you know, it's funny is they get paid almost $200,000 a year, and then they get, I got no proof of this. I connect the dots. They have to be getting underneath the table some kind of a incentive by these corporations, whether it's their campaign. You know, you can look at Ilhan Omar, how she siphoned money out of her campaign funds and gave it to her husband. And where does that money go? It benefits her directly, you know, but nothing's being done about this. You know, this is what I'm saying. Blatant corruption is happening, and nobody cares. Look at, is Biden's son being investigated? No. For dealings with China, you know, Biden came out and said, like, he told Ukraine, you ain't getting $1 billion unless you do fire this guy who was probably investigating his son. But you know, people don't pay attention, and it is what it is. Eventually, they're gonna suffer, and they deserve it. I'm sorry, you don't want to pay attention. You don't care. You will feel the pain. You will suffer. That's how it goes. That, you know, eventually the party will be over. I'm telling you, the party will be over.